Hey, this is Lowest King, and I'm bringing you a hybrid video for Barrows. Let's get right down to it. Your gear. You're going to want high defense, and I prefer Guthans because of the special, and that's part of the hybrid, being able to restore your hit points while at the minigame. You can, whatever shield you want. I chose the Obi shield because just about everybody can afford one. Your cape, whatever you want. I'd suggest something with a pro bonus tree, good melee stats. I'd wear a stole because a glory or fury you're not going to notice much difference, but that plus 10 prayer you'll notice. And as always, wear your wealth unless you feel like you might die due to bad connection or just noobness. And I have a Staff of Light today, but you can use a Slayer Staff, which is the same thing, and the spell requires 50 magic and 55 Slayer. The higher your magic level is, the harder it hits and the more often it hits, it seems to me. Now, Magic Dart does not require a high mage bonus to be effective. In fact, your defense has almost no impact on its effectiveness. For your melee part of the task, I'd take a whip. If I had a rapier, a chaotic longsword, I'd use that, or a dragon scimitar, whatever you've got available. It's open for tweaking. Now, usually I would take a rune crossbow, but today I'm taking a Carol's crossbow because I got it in a chest last night and I just wanted to fool around with it. I take a combat potion just for the heck of it. It makes your first few cycles really, actually a lot easier. If you believe that or not. Sometimes in the chest you'll get things like restore potions, super defense, prayer potions. It's pretty useful. Don't forget your spade. Magic Dart uses 1 death rune, 4 mind runes, and I use my house teleport to get to Carol's, which is Canifus. Carol's uses teleport in your house. You have to have done Desert Treasure. And I'm not sure the magic level. I think it's like 72 or something like that. Alright. I'm going to run to the bank real quick. It's a mess. It's all just jumbled in here. I'm going to take out another shark. I'm probably going to fast forward this part. It's been in a lot of my videos already. You have to do in aid of the mirror queue or in search of the mirror queue to follow this path if you haven't done either. I might show you another path elsewhere if you ask. Alright, we're here at Barrows, and the first mound I'm standing on, the first crypt, is Derek's. And I'll tell you his special, like I do in every video. He hits high, and a myth is that the lower his defense is, the higher he's going to hit, and the harder whatever. That's a myth because he can hit his max, which is 650. At any point, full hit point, it's 1 hit point. It doesn't matter. He can hit 650. But he's very inaccurate, and he's more likely to hit like a 350 or even like a 450, which is a whole that's a 200 difference at what I just said. And a lot of people can tank that. In fact, I tank it quite a bit because I've got Guthans, but it's up to you. And set your spell first, not like a salamander. All right, here we go. Yeah, 220, 97, 184. It's pretty effective. It's just a little bit more expensive than a black salamander, but it does let you have a shield slot. That's pretty nice. Pretty effective. Oh yeah, if you got your well, turn off. If you've got a aura and it's useful here, I'd say use it. And it does nothing to the Staff of Light. That's cool. Now Varric, the NPC here, he hits through prayer, but it's usually not very high. I'd say it's about a 50% effectiveness against prayer on here. Now if a player was to wear it, it'd ignore prayer and armor. If it, hit a really high stat, that's what you'd be seeing. But he can do some damage, and if you've got prayer on him, otherwise I tank him. It's pretty nice being able to take a few hits and know that it's not going to hurt your food stock because of Guthans. But your first cycle, I do like to eat a little bit and get some room for my loot. And since I've got a little bit of room here, I'll show you Carol's or arms with the Carol's crossbow. I kind of prefer a rune crossbow myself, but it's all up to you. I just got this as a loot last night and figured I'd use it. Now if you've got the room when you're here to get your best range bonus, I take off my armor, as much of it as I can. I usually start with the legs, but the helmet, I don't know. Just the first one I clicked, I guess. Now the downside to Carol's crossbow is that you don't get the bolt racks back, and they're kind of expensive. They're about 400, I think. 400 GP each right now. But the upside is it shoots very fast, it's pretty efficient, and you get the bolts as a reward, which helps. Alright, now the melee aspect for the hybrid theory here, that's a Linkin Park CD, is Carol's and the tunnel. The Carol's is not that big a player. He does hit pretty hard when he does hit, and he hits often too, is another thing. He hits quite a bit better than your average ranger. Now if you've just got a few prayer points left, throw piety on. Who knows, you might get a 3-hit kill. That'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Normally I'd pot up right here, drink a combat potion. As soon as he's dead, leave the room. Avoid losing prayer points if you have them. Torag, you can tank Torag. Set your spell before you go down. Now being maxed melee and 99 magic and 91 range, I can probably open upwards of 40 chests, 40 cycles in one trip if I really push it. Otherwise, it's an easy 20 chests per cycle. And you just tweak what you want to tweak. Try and avoid eating your food, because your food's kind of your emergency stockpile at the end, the farther into it. You want to rely on your Guthans to do all of your healing if you can. It looks like I have a Guthans tunnel. You have 6 brothers on the surface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm dumb. You have 4 brothers on the surface, and the 5th one, you'll find his cask, his coffin, sarcophagus, and it will say, "You have found a hidden tunnel. Do you want to enter?" You click yes. Hide that. One myth that people like to throw about for Barrows is that whatever... Well, that was convenient. He spawned right there. That if you don't kill a brother, it's fine. You can get the loot from the chest anyway. Like if you just wanted to find your tunnel, run to the chest, you might get some loot. No. Whatever brother you kill, if you kill all the brothers, you have a 100% chance of receiving any of the lootable items like armor and weapons. But if you don't kill brothers, say I kill all but Derek's for the tunnel and the chest, I will not be able to receive a Derek's item. If that explanation kind of confused you, just send me a message. You can tank Gethin, because he's a little pansy. Now sometimes he'll hit you pretty hard, and you just gotta watch him. All right. Now to explain the tunnel here, you think of 3 rings, each starting one inside the other. The outer ring are these tunnels where my mouse is. Watch my mouse. They're on the corner rooms, and what they do is they skip a middle room, and the middle room, the middle ring, is usually where you'll wind up in as you walk into a tunnel. And your objective is to get to the center ring, and you'll only have one accessible door for the center room. So when you get close to the center, you can watch my mouse. You can walk your mouse around and see if any of these doors light up for you. But I got lucky, and here's my entry point right here. And the rooms, they never change. The only thing that changes are the doors that you can enter personally and where you enter the room at. For some people, it's one room, another, they can't get through a door you just walk through. You just kind of have to memorize the path you took to get back to your rope. And the door that you enter has a puzzle, and it takes some time to get familiar with the puzzles. If you fail a puzzle, the door moves, and that makes it a little bit more difficult, so try not to fail a puzzle. Since I killed Gethin's in the tunnel, he's not going to show up at the chest, but 9 times out of 10, they'll show up your chest. Your kill count, another myth, is the higher your kill count, the better it is you're going to get an item. That's not true in saying that the only thing it affects is the amount of runes that you get. If you have a 300 kill count, you might get 1,000 death runes. Otherwise, you're going to get maybe a few hundred, if you get that. But it does help if you're trying to stay here a while. Alright, let's check my loot. Check the ground too. Sometimes you have an overflow. Go ahead and drink that. Plop them out and run back to your ladder, rope, whatever. Lowest king. See you next time.